I'm Fraicheur. I'm an electronic musician, DJ and producer. I really started producing late in my life, past my 30s, and that is definitely an influence of Berlin, because before that I never had the desire or the urge to necessarily make electronic music. But when I started feeling comfortable in those club environment and going myself out more, I just started basically making music in my head whenever I was dancing. And that's when I figured I might as well just try. I think maybe considering the kind of music I make today, which is partly political music, the influence of cross-genre artists like Public Enemy or French hip-hop band I Am, or if we're talking Riot Girls like Le Tigre, or if we're talking Nina Simone in jazz, through the spectrum it's always the using music as a political tool. Usually I make music as a reaction, whether it's having to deal with grief, whether it's having to deal with political frustration, whether it's having to deal with heartbreak, whether it's having to deal with whatever. And so I wake up in the morning with a feeling that I need to get out of myself. So I plug my synthesizer and then I start playing, but really with no idea where it's going. I just look for a sound, tweak around until I grab onto one sound. And then when I found that first sound, then it feels like everything else just flows naturally. I mean, see, the amazing part for me is that one note has so much body and character that you can already have the personality of the track in this one sound. I'd like to say that I build on accidents, so the first sound is always a surprise, but then from that sound I know exactly which one I need as a counterpart, which one I need to balance out the mix, which one I need to balance out the groove. I've actually used the MatrixBrute for all of my Weltschmerz EP, the one that was released in May on Infine. There's 4 tracks and all 4 of them include the MatrixBrute. This has been my main tool. So I've used bass lines on it, I've used like stabs, I've used it as sound design, I've used it as for pads. It's my go-to tool as a whole, it's not my go-to tool for a specific element of a track. The MatrixBrute has allowed me to not know and just explore. Like this, I already feel like I'm a teenager in going on Halloween in a cemetery after having my first beer. Like, it's already, all the story is in this one sound. And that's what we're trying to do when you make music, is tell stories. I really love the MatrixBrute because I know that a lot of people say it's a complex synthesizer. It's a complex one, but it's not a complicated one, in the sense that it's rich and it has a lot of things to offer, and it's true that it can be intimidating in all of the features, but I feel like it's still very usable, hands-on. Even if you were to use 10% of the synthesizer and its potential, you would still be doing great things. So that's why even though at first I was a little intimidated with the complexity of it, I realized that it's okay. It only means that I will actually grow a longer relationship with it, because there might probably be features that I will learn to master 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It all just means that my relationship to the synthesizer will grow in time, but that doesn't keep me from using it today. There's so much surprises that you get from playing with it. Like, you don't have to have an idea before you start. It comes to you, like, if you're open to playing with whatever, and to playing with accidents, and to playing with anything that comes to you, then this is the perfect tool, because it gives you so much already. I don't consider myself a technical person, so for me to be able to just plug it in and right on play with it and have fun with it is really important when I choose any of my hardware. To me, if you had this one, you don't have to need much more. Like, this can be your one tool.